Gators Power Systems is the area's leading Kohler standby generator solution, specializing in maintenance, repair, and installation on all major brands, from gas to diesel and 2kW to 2000. Home or commercial, our team has you covered. Our factory-certified technicians and installers are highly trained to provide response and repair when you need it the most. We service what we sell, period. Trust the Gators, where we sink our teeth into service.
All right, we are here on Hidalgo Street, and as you can tell, some people, well, they're sort of locked in place here because the water back here, it's been problematic. We got to be factual here. This has been a problematic area in the parish for quite some time. We ran into Councilman Brian Pledger, who's back here. He's been in this area for a little while today. They were telling me that I think Wildlife and Fisheries removed 2 alligators. Is that factual, Councilman?
That's correct. That's correct. They removed two alligators. They had to be removed. They even snapping at some of the homeowners.
We have a slight drizzle right now. Now, if you remember, this has been an area that has been brought in front of the public before. So this is not new circumstances back here. It's been brought before. They had a situation where the flood insurance was a problem. You had to be in the flood insurance program before you qualify to have your homes raised. Now, some of these homes have been raised. And I was talking to a couple of the owners here, and I'm not sure, they were asking if maybe pumps could be repositioned or brought further back here because it's such a long way. I think the nearest pump, and Councilman, correct me if I'm wrong, is almost up to the shipyards up there. Is that correct?
Yes, near Texas Gulf. That would be the closest to this area here. There's a levee here at the back of the street, but then from the back of the street going north, you would have to go up to the shipyard before you got the next pump that's pumping out.
All right, what we'll do, we'll break off right here for Facebook and YouTube. When we come back, we're going to be inside one of these homes, as you can see it right here, that has water in it. And we asked people to let us know if they had water in their home so we could document it. This helps the parish too. It helps the parish document. It's factual. We're not involved in the Facebook wars and all. We just want factual information. So yeah, we got a little step up right here, Jay, on here. And sir, just for the audience, what is your name?
My name is Winfield D. Hart.
Okay. And how long have you been living here, Winfield?
We probably been in this area since right after Katrina at this particular house. We also lived up the street for quite a few years at a residence up there with my mother-in-law. But we've probably been in this Hidalgo Drive area since 1984, 85, somewhere in that neighborhood.
So you were back here when Hurricane Juan hit in 85?
Yes, we was right at the very beginning. That was right around the beginning times.
Did you have a lot of water back here for Juan?
Actually, I didn't live in this particular house, but my neighbor next door, she's 84 years old. She's one of the originals of Hidalgo Drive. She's the only owner that ever owned that residence there. And she told me that Hurricane Juan had a good bit of water, but that was the first time they've seen water at the back of their street that got into the homes back here. All of these houses that's elevated now, they once was on the ground like my home is now still, and the one next door to me and across the street, there's 3 of them on the last block that is still down on the ground. And it's issues like this every time we get a lot of rain, you know.
Now let me ask you, had you tried to lift that? I know they had a program at one time that you had to have flood insurance for, I think it was at least a year before you could qualify to get monies to raise the home. Is that correct?
Yes. Well, what it is, the home's been qualified for quite a few years. Like I say, we lived here since right after Katrina, and we had moved out to Mississippi for work reasons. At that time, I didn't have insurance on the residence. That was the May before Ida. And we went to the parish and we talked to them about getting help. they told us the only way they could basically help is if we put flood insurance. So we did that. We put the flood insurance. We've been carrying it for 3 years. As everyone knows, flood insurance ain't cheap. So, you know, we're actually probably a little underinsured, and we stayed with it. We got into the program. Right now, I think we're accepted according to what the parish has told us. Jennifer, the one that handles this, we had a meeting with her that she held downtown Houma, and she told us that we qualify. Everything's good to go, and hopefully soon the house will start getting raised to where we can get out of this water. You know.
Can we take a look inside, see how much water?
Yes, sir. But I wanted to say that, you know, it'd be great to have the water out of the house. Okay, I'll take it in my yard any day. I'm a resident of Dularge. I'm originally from the lower end of Bayou Dularge. I'm used to water and used to having water in homes. You know, I got pictures and videos of my grandma back years of hurricanes. We were just kids watching it go on. But even after the house is lifted, look at all the other neighbors. They still have issues because you have lawn equipment, you have a shed. Everyone in South Louisiana has tools. You know, it's still a mess whenever the water comes up and stays this long. The house flooded last night. It went down probably around 2 o'clock in the morning, and then when we woke up this morning, it was back up higher than it was yesterday. But it actually went down a couple of inches today.
All right. Well, let's take a look at what you're looking at from an owner standpoint.
Okay. And I'm gonna get a light on. Look, the floor is coming up.
You mean a flashlight, right? Not electrical.
No. I have all the main circuits for the lower stuff turned off, so it's safe. So we could actually put on a ceiling light.
Yes, indeed.
And this is
you got everything lifted up.
I know, yeah. Well, we done that yesterday whenever it started creeping in. We went on ahead and we started picking up our furniture and different things to try to save what we could save. All of this stuff has been bought and replaced new in this house right after Hurricane Ida. After Hurricane Ida, I gutted everything out. We rebuilt it, put everything new, and you know, we try to make it waterproof as possible. We wainscot the walls. You know, we use sheet vinyl on the flooring to where it's easy to.
Hold on a second, don't move. I'm gonna help you out here.
Okay, there you go.
Wait.
Well, we got a little
big bee.
Oh, a bee? Okay, yeah.
Had a big old stinging bee on it.
Yeah, okay. Well, anyway, you know, I mean, we try to keep it as simple as we can to where we can gut it, dry it, clean it, and then put it back together because it's our home. This is the only place we have to go, you know? I mean,
well, what's the nearest pump station? Isn't it further up by the shipyards up there?
It's out of the cabinets now, but it even got into the cabinets.
So where's your nearest pump station?
The nearest pump station is probably about an eighth of a mile up the road, right behind the shipyard. It's I think Morris Scrap. It used to be the Santa Fe yard or the Plus yard years ago. It's right across from the Edgewood subdivision. That's the nearest pump station. Some of the old people told me it used to be a pump station at the back of Hidalgo, which I'd asked about that several times, if we can get a pump, or even when we have big events like this that's coming and we know it's going to bring a lot of rain and water, see if we can get a portable pump set up.
You think you need an 8-inch pump?
Probably an 8-inch would help, because if you start pumping before it gets swamped like this, you may be able to keep up with it. I know some of the neighbors told me back in the late 80s that they had a friend that used to live back here that worked for Halliburton, and they brought in an 8-inch pump from Halliburton back in the late 80s. And that was before they put the levee system back here. There's a little, I guess, a drainage levee that helps protect the subdivision.
Right.
It runs about 3/4 of the ways up the street, you know, to keep the water from the back. And they sandbagged it in like a levee, and they put an 8-inch pump from Halliburton that they borrowed. And they claimed that they pumped it out and got the water out of the people's houses a lot quicker. Unfortunately, the houses still got water, but they got them out of the houses a lot quicker. Like I say, right now, if you look at it right now, from what we had yesterday and now, the water's been in this house probably around 20 something hours.
Has it gone down roughly about 12, 14 inches? If I'm seeing correctly?
Yeah, the water's probably going down probably about at least a good 10 inches.
Okay, gotcha.
At least a good 10 inches. Because it's actually going down. They are pumping right now, from what our council guy told me, that they are pumping, and they must be pumping because it is starting to show a little bit. But when you got this much water, I mean, common sense, it takes a long time to get it out of here.
There was a lot of water. It was 15 inches of rain. But let me just say this to people out there, and of course, go through the proper channels, because there might be some reason there's not a pump here. But if anybody has an 8-inch pump sitting behind their business and they want to help out on Hidalgo, what I would do, just get with the parish president, get with the sheriff, get with the police chief, get with whoever you have to do to bring it down here. There may be a reason why they can't, but just check it out. Maybe these help some of these people out. That would be a good thing to do for sure. So just try to maybe get y'all some response.
I appreciate that. That would be a huge help. Anything we can get would be a big help. You know, we just tired of it, you know. Mm-hmm. And I like to make one little comment. I know there's several people on some of the social media stuff, which I don't get on that too often, about the gators. They had to come in. The Department of Wildlife and Fishery came here yesterday evening really late, and till dark. They were here after dark, and they had to kill 2 small gators. And one was probably 5.5, one 6.5. Well, Jay, we in South Louisiana, we're gonna have gators, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, the reason the gators was the problem here, they were feisty gators. The neighbor across the street got out of his truck, didn't see the gator under his steps, got out of his truck to go into his home, and the gator come up out the water and snapped at him. So, you know, I mean,
Gators weren't used to people. They were the young ones.
They irritated as well too. They don't want to be in our driveway. They want to be in the swamp in the back where they belong. You know,
let's do this. So, let's walk out where we have a little more light, because I want to show the audience. Look, the vinyl coming up, Jay, all over on the floor. Whoop. Things are falling.
Whatnots of my wife. If it wouldn't be for my wife, Hobby Lobby would be out of business.
All right, there you can see it raining again here, Terrebonne Parish. Okay, Winfield, I appreciate you showing us your home.
Okay, no problem. I just want the people to understand what we're going through. Everybody, a lot of people has had water in their homes, and I understand because we had it many a times. But until people actually see what it looks like inside of a house, I mean, it's totally different than looking at the house from the outside. I mean, you know, it makes a mess. It uproots it. We were out of this house for, I want to say 90 days after Ida before we could actually move back in. That's a long time to try to go live with family or whatever. You know, I mean, we don't have the means or the income to go rent something for temporary, you know. I mean, so it's like it's very inconvenient, you know, to be out of your house and trying to struggle to get a place to stay, you know.
Yeah.
So I mean, you know, I just want people to see what we go through whenever these events come, and sometimes it's out of nature, but I'm no rocket scientist, but I think we just need a little more pump or something to just get the water out quicker. This is rainwater, not tidal surge.
With you. Hang in there, brother. Hang in there. All right, if you could help him,
I appreciate it.
Help him out. And we talked about the pump. There you see Councilman Pledger on the back. He's been here most of the day. Rain falling steady here in the area, so we will we'll let you know how it all works out back here on Hidalgo Street.
When you have a history of greatness, the real challenge starts after the finish line. When victory alone isn't enough, you chase something greater, no matter how difficult the path. On the dirt, in the sand, and beyond. The new 2024 Ridgeline, Passport, and Pilot. part of our most rugged trail sport lineup yet. From Honda,